there likes a sprinkle of salt on their fries? I know I do, but have you ever added too much? It doesn't taste too good, does it? We currently don't know the salt taste sensors in our taste bud responsible for our aversion to high concentrations of salt. Now, believe it or not, generally, a fruit fly agrees with your decisions. They too need the right amount of salt in their diet. Because of the various genetic techniques that we can use in the fruit fly, we're able to look for and understand salt taste sensors a lot more easily in fruit flies than in mammals. So what do we know? Well, when a fruit fly comes into contact with a high concentration of salt, there are these salt sensing neurons shown in green, and they're housed in the hair-like structures on the mouth part of the fly. These neurons fire in response to that salt. How are they able to do this? Well, my research showed that some of these neurons express a salt sensor called IR7C. And when we looked in fruit flies that don't have this sensor, those neurons were no longer able to fire in response to salt. So, what does this all mean to the fly? Well, those neurons send that information to a central taste processing region of the brain. And that the appropriate behavioral response for the fly, and that is to avoid that pile of salt. And we know this because when we looked at fruit flies that don't have that salt sensor, it impaired their ability to avoid that high concentration of salt. So this has led us to many different questions. How does this salt sensor work? It could provide general insight into how high salt taste sensors work and prompt their discovery in other animals like us. Another question, which I'm currently working on, is how is this salt sensing pathway changing based on previous salt consumption? Have any of you had that craving for those perfectly salted potato chips? You know which ones I'm talking about, the ones that cut your mouth, but you love them so much that you're still eating them? Well, that could be something called salt homeostasis, where the amount of salt in your body is low and your brain is telling you to consume more. We see something similar in fruit flies. When we put them on a diet that lacks salt, there's an increased drive to consume the salt. And that avoidance that we saw earlier is reduced. That yuck turns into yum. And we're trying to figure out how this regulation is occurring. Understanding how salt is regulated could help us understand how it becomes dysregulated and how overconsumption of salt and all of its associated problems occur. We're studying this because we want you to have your chips and eat them too. Thank you.